We spent up to now the webinar looking at how to improve our connections to be more effective communicators. But what happens when communication styles are not aligned and conflict arises not because of a bad idea or ill intent usually, but because two different behavioural preferences are operating from completely opposite priorities. So if we just look at kind of a couple of the communication clashes, shall we say. You could have a detail orientated, organised preference person who is communicating with a big picture, creative orientated person. The organised preference needs process, they need the data, they need logic before they can kind of fully understand where you're coming from, what the idea is. The creative, on the other hand, wants to dive into that exciting, look at all these possibilities, generating all these ideas, talking about the future and concepts without getting bogged down in that detail. So the clash there, the creative sees the organiser as a bit nitpicky and slow, dragging their feet. The organised orientated person sees the creative as unreliable or reckless, disorganised. Or we could have a results focused action preference, having a conversation with a people focused caring preference. The action preference needs a quick decision, immediate action. The caring preference needs time to consult, to talk to their colleagues, to get some kind of reassurances from the colleagues, to find out their opinions, to get that kind of consensus. So here we can see straight away the clash is going to be the action preference person sees the caring preference as perhaps indecisive or weak, and the caring preference sees the action preference as pushy and insensitive. So what's the solution? Well, when you hit a clash, your fast thinking system one instinct is to double down on your own style, as we talked about earlier. And the action orientated person will probably get louder. The organised orientated person will ask for even more detail, and this makes the other person retreat further into their own preference. And the only way out of the clash is through pausing to enable slow thinking, system two thinking, and then adaptation of your style. And that is fundamentally an act of respect. And the key is to meet them where they are at. So when clashing with an action, respect their need for speed and control. Stop debating the details and ask, what is the one result you need from me by the end of today? When clashing with a creative, respect their need for excitement and recognition. Stop focusing on the process and say something like, that idea is absolutely brilliant. How can we quickly get others excited about your vision? If we're clashing with the green, the caring, respect their need for harmony and collaboration. Stop commanding and ask, I value your input. How can we make this change feel safe and fair for the whole team, for everybody? And when we're clashing with an organised, respect their need for facts and certainty. Stop pushing for a decision and say, let me send you the backup detail, the data, the evidence, so you have everything you need to feel confident. And by prioritising their communication need over your own, you transform that potential conflict into a productive dialogue built on mutual understanding.